Hi everyone, this is Sherry with Queen City Stamper, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a card that I made with the new Newton Support stamp set. I love Newton's Nook. I love Newton. I am a cat lover at heart. So to get started, I'm taking a piece of watercolor paper and using my powder tool, and I'm using my Mini Misty to line up my Newton, and then I'm going to put a few another little stamp from this set with the two hearts, and then I'm going to be inking that with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I love this ink. It's so dark and vibrant. And now when I take it out, I can put some clear embossing powder over it, heat set that, and this is going to act as a little barrier for me to do my background watercoloring. I made this card for the Newton's Nook Inky Paws Challenge number 34. The theme is ombre. So I'm wetting my watercolor paper. I'm using a silver brush number 6 round. And beside beside my hardboard there, you can see I am using my Mission Gold watercolors. And I'm starting out with a light layer of yellow. And this set has a really, really pretty pink in it. It's very bright, really pretty. So I'm going to bring that in down at the bottom. And then I'm going to start mixing it with the yellow. And it's going to give me some orange and peachy tones. And therefore, it's going to create an ombre effect with the lighter yellow at the top, and then going more to the peachy and orange tones towards the bottom. Now this video got rather long. I think it took me about an hour to film, and it's because I fiddle. I can't leave well enough alone, and there was one instance where I'd gone in and tried to do Newton's face, and it was a mess, so I had to fix it. I have a blue point Siamese, and I have a Russian blue. And so today I'm going to color Newton like I normally do as my Siamese. And first I'm going to color the little ribbon pink, obviously to support breast cancer. And you could actually color this ribbon any color, according to the cause that you're wanting to recognize with this card. So here I'm using some black, and I'm going to color his paws, his tail, and his little ears with the black. And I've watered it down so that it's really like a dark gray. And now you'll see me start fiddling with the face. So I'm laying down some clear, clean water, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to drop in some of that black, just right around the area where the Siamese face would be a little bit darker. And this is where you're going to see me fiddling. I just could not get it the way I wanted it. I'm laying down quite a bit of color, and then I'm going to come back in. I'm rinsing my brush, and I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to start pulling that color up towards the rest of his head. And now at this point, you can see that I've pulled most of the color out, and I'm going to have to go back in and darken up that little area just around his eyes and nose again. And then it really starts running. It's so wet that it's really running. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to go in, rinse off my brush, dry it off, make what we call a thirsty brush, and try to mop up some of that color. And of course, I make a bigger mess, but it's all good in the end. I get it cleaned up and get it pretty much the way I want it. And then I go on and do the rest of his body using a lighter shade of that black so that his body is a little bit lighter than his points. And I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do all of this. I've already sped this up to about 8 times to try and get it down to 11 minutes. You see, I just piddle and piddle. And then at some point I'm going to go back in and I'm going to make his front paws a little darker because I went in and took too much of the color out of them. So here we go. Here's where I have colored the rest of the body. And I'm removing Newton from the hardboard. And I'm going to use the Simon Says Stamp Stitch Rectangle die set. And I'm using the next to the largest. Oh, I take that back. First, I'm going to go back in with my Copic markers. And I'll be using a C3, a C2, and a C1. And just going to put the slightest little hint of a shadow or a ground just to give Newton somewhere to stand. Trying to clean up some of that pink color right there that was around his toes. And then feathering that out just a little bit more. And actually, before I cut it out, I'm going to stamp the greeting. Which reads, "Life is tough, but so are you." So I'm going to put it back in my MISTI so I can get it lined up just where I want it. Excuse my head. And again, I'm going to use the VersaFine ink to do the stamping. But this time I will not be heat embossing. I'm also going to be cutting down some black cardstock and, excuse me, and some gold cardstock. And I'm going to make those about a 1/16 of an inch larger all the way around. And I'm using a standard card base, which is 4.25 by 5.5. And you also see a piece of the pink flamingo cardstock. That cardstock is from Stampin' Up. And I adhered all the layers together with my Tombow Mono Multi. And I'm going to put that on the front of my card. I also used the largest stitch rectangle die for that pink cardstock. And the sentiment I put on the inside was, "I'm here for you." And now I'm going back over the ribbon and the heart with a little bit of Wink of Stella. And that's the clear. And then I'm going to go over that again with some glossy accents. And before I do that, I did pick out 3 sequins from Pretty Pink Posh, all in different sizes. I did a clear at the top and a yellow towards the middle, and then a pink one down towards the bottom. Again, concentrating on that ombre effect that I was trying to create. And now I'll come in with my glossy accents, and I will coat both of the hearts and the ribbon. Once I finished putting the glossy accents down, I did come back in and take a black pen and fill in his nose. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.